Welcome back to the channel, girls and boys. If you've been watching these episodes, please hit a like or a comment for me. We're getting ready to start day 3. We finished up our first couple of days. We had an encounter with an irritating rich dude. And as you saw during that encounter, we had the ability to give him something to make his skin condition worse or something to help his skin condition. Now, there is, from what I understand, multiple endings to this game. How different the endings are, I don't know. But some of the choices that you can make in the game matter. And just so you know, I'm kind of one of the people that usually goes for the nice guy route, just in case you're wondering what the future holds. Always a Paragon in Mass Effect and stuff like that. So let's see what happens at the end of this day. We get another clue card, but I have no idea how long the game... I know that the game has about 8 hours of content. Apparently there's extras. You can stretch it out. Sure. North of Hawkshead, east of Lubick, west of Rusland, south of Crinkle Crags. The book both fascinated and terrified her in equal measure, and after studying it for some time, she reached the decision she would never use the power she had discovered. She would hide the book, where it can never be found. Who is she talking about? They're not talking about us, because we're using our book. Let's see if we can find this clue. Sunday. We have a don't forget we have a dead witch we have to deal with too. I mean, we don't have to deal with her. Let's put this stuff up for now. Got quite a plant collection going up here. I don't know if we ever have to do anything. There we go. I don't know if we have to water the plants. Okay, so that did something. So watering that one for a while made it perk up. I don't know if we can tell if these plants need watering or not. Is there a way to tell? We have unlimited water. Here's, I mean, that was the only plant that mattered. Alright, so the wren, I mean, will it grow and get better? So some of them were putting, alright, so that, I mean, I have no idea. It looks like, I have no idea which plants need water and which don't. So none of them look like they're really wilting at the moment. I think that one clicked. Can't be sure. None of them really look like they're wilting. That one kind of looks like it's a little dreary, so let's see what happens. That one's fine. We can't even put water. There we go. Have to hold it real up high for some reason. First, our mushrooms should be fine. Alright, so I don't know what that's all about. I know that we watered them. What benefits that's going to have for us, I don't know. But there's plenty of room up there for plants. Good thing we can put labels on them. Alright, north of Hawkshead, east of Lowick, west of Rusland, south of Crinkle Crags. Let's see if we can find this place. Where'd that clue go? Alright, so north of Hawkshead. So first thing we need to do is need to find Hawkshead. So we have to go north. I mean, it has to be at least down at towards the bottom somewhere. Not too close. It doesn't have to be all the way at the bottom. Could be a town. Could be a mountain. Could be a tree. Could be a duck. Probably not a duck. Hawkshead, where is it? I know somebody's out there watching this video right now going, "It's right there, you dunderhead." North of Hawkshead. Alright, there's Hawkshead. North of Hawkshead goes up here. It's in the top half of the map. East of Lowick. So where's Lowick? East of Lowick. Wish there was a way we could search the map. Type in the names. Right, east of Lowick. Right, there's Lowick all the way down here. So it's north of here, but it's over here in this. So it has to be. So it has to be north of Hawkshead, but east of Lowick. So it has to be 17. It has to be greater than 17 this way. So it has to be on this half of the map. Right there. It splits it right in the middle. It has to be on this half of the map, the north of here. So it has to be up in this quadrant. So up in this quadrant, north of Hawkshead, east of Lowick, west of Rusland. I'm guessing Rusland has to be on this side somewhere. Rusland. If I'm guessing how it's gonna go, that is. The Daughters, Undermere, Arnside, Kirkshead Tower. Alright, there's Rustland. So how can it be west of Rustland? Alright, so there's Rustland. The north, so it has to be on this side, so it's in this column. But it's of Hawkshead. Hawkshead, so it has to be in this line. And south of Crinkle's Craigs. Crinkle's Craigs is right there. So this should be the only one that satisfies it. Right? Very good. I am so smart. My eyes were drawn to the silhouette of a grizzled old man standing at the edge of a field. His mind is broken, seemingly beyond repair. Vacant eyes fixate on nothing. A whisper of an expression as my gaze sweeps his face, but only a whisper. He raises his arm, points. I follow his outstretched finger and am surprised to find a cluster of wildflowers growing there, hidden from view. So now we got a couple of new flowers. Don't know what they do. We might not even have the ability to know what they do yet. Let's see, it was these two. Bright red flowers grow at the ends of thin stems. Or we should just start putting all of our identified plants in one area. So let's at least move them so that they're a little bit separate from the unidentified plants. Don't know how many plants we're going to wind up with, but we'll always leave them over to the edge of a shelf. So we just know that that one's not a particular flower. So this has got a tall flower, so it's going to go over here on this one. So is this one. I think our classification of tall flowers is not going to work out as well as I thought. Tall flowers with wide leaves. These are more like tropical plants. This kind of goes more down here with these flowers. We have that one identified. I'm guessing this is kind of like a tropical plant. Doesn't have any leaves. This is more like a tall plant. I'm sorry you're having to wait. This is more like a house plant. I'm going to swap you two around here. Oh. Alright, this one is fine where it is. These are kind of like lilies. And these, would I call that tall or not? I'm going to put it over there just in case. This is fine where it is. This is more like a tropical plant. I'll put it on a shelf, move that there. This is kind of like half a tropical plant. Iris and orchid. This is another tricky one. I'm going to put it, because it's got the wider leaves, I'm going to put it there. Box buttons down here. Alright, so now, alright, so here's, too many. We might need more shelves here, people. Put that one there. At least it's getting a little bit more. This can stay here. And we'll go, every time I move, there's another one. Kind of goes there. Alright, so let's move the mushrooms down just a little bit. And so I don't know. So that's just empty. We haven't any more of those weird clues show up yet. Okay, so lots of room for plants. Guess we could organize them alphabetically, but that seems kind of taking up too much time. And see, this one's got these big wide flowers. So does that go down with the wide flowers or not? I don't know. It's up to me. Alright, so let's Rich the kitten. Rich's ears, because we have to scare him when we ring the bell. Okay. Wilbur Miller. We've never met this young fellow before. I'm looking for a plant. Lady of what's it? Something or other. I'm no green-eyed dreyer, that's for sure. My mind isn't at all what it used to be. It's the one that's supposed to help with the mental decline. Sounds like you need it, sir. Lady of Summer. Probably one of the new ones that we just got. Okay, so this one is the one that has the double droopsy flowers. And this one has got the single droopsy flowers, right? Grandy root, the leaves are coarse to the touch. We know that it's not that. Because we know that we've already identified that one. So this one, alright, Lady of Summer, not Gandy root. Dark blue petals are soft and feathery to the touch. The leaves curl around delightfully, which combined with an attractive flower and a hardy nature makes this sought-after ornamental age with conditions of memory deterioration attached with old age. So it could be this one. We got the double pistils here, But it looks like these are closed up a little bit more. So let's see if we have anything else that's closer to that. We gotta have those pistils, if that's what they're called. This does not have. All right, that's got 5. Okay. We know it's not lemon dandy. This one doesn't have any pistils. A single pink flower that's most pleasant. Leaves curl around delightfully, which combine with an attractive flower and a hardy nature. Are the leaves curled round delightfully? I don't know if those leaves are curled round delightfully. I mean, they're curled a little bit. Contessa, so, but this one, it very, alright, very clearly says that your fingers ache from handling it. Hardy nature makes it sought after ornamental plant. Alright, so this is getting kind of difficult, isn't it? Definitely not that. Alright, we don't have anything hiding down here, so let's go all the way down to this end. Let's look at the plants we haven't identified. So there's this one. Flowers are soft purple. Wait a minute, is Lady of Summer one of them we've already... No, Lady of Summer is not one of them we've already identified. This was Gandhi root. And we know that it's not that because it has a single... And that one also has... Alright, so those leaves are not curled. Those does not have the pistils. Dark blue flowers. Can we just tell them to come back at a later date? Soft leaves. Maybe. Not this one. Single pink flowers, and the leaves do not curl. Got double, and there's no curled leaves on any of these. Sharp thorns. Cream colored flowers. They smell wonderful. I bet they do. Mary's breath. It's not that. Not that. Alright, this is getting tricky, people. Getting tricky. Plant lady. Alright, so Lady of Summer. That's the only lady we have, right? Lady of Summer. Leaves curl around delightfully, combined with an attractive flower, and it's got a double stamen. This one has got double. The only one that has a double. But are these leaves curled round? And we know that Harlequin blue, we know lemon dandy. We know it's not lemon dandy. So it has to be this one. Gotta be prepared next time. Alright, so it's not that one, so which one is it? Not Gandhi root, and not... Alright, so we got Gandhi root identified, so I think we can say this is not Lady of Summer. Can we just tell them to come back? Yeah, it's very difficult. Lady of Summer. It looks like that, but we don't have any plants that look like that anymore, right? Those leaves don't curl around delightfully. And it says an attractive flower, but we don't know what that flower is. We might have to use the hint system here in a second. We might have come across something. Blue flowers and stiff leaves. So the leaves aren't curling around delightfully. We know it's not that one. Soft leaves. But that's only got a single pistil. I'm guessing that's what the name it is. I can't remember my biology entirely. Turquoise flower, sharp thorns, cream colored flowers. They smell wonderful. Do not look anything like the... That's got a single pistil. No pistil. No delightfully curly leaves. Alright, so we are at a loss here, people. Small red berries. We know it's not that. There's no flowers on that whatsoever, so let's use a hint. I need to look back through my letters. I'm sure I remember seeing something that could lead me to a new map location and a new plant, too. So we need to find this. I need to go back through my letters. Bright flower tears, reminder there is beauty in this world. Okay, so that's right. I remember seeing something about that. So, letters. Dangerous plant grows sparsely in the hills. I don't know what that's for. So we only have 2 letters here. It's not the dangerous flower. Gosforth's Hazel Town was beaten and robbed and left to die in the streets. After many days, I was rescued by a kind stranger, just as I come to fear the wood. In the woods to the south of the town with a group of travelers. On the northeast corner of the woods, I sat and stared at a bright flower. Okay. So I remember Gosforth is over here. South of the town, a group of travelers on the northeast corner of the woods. So this would be the northeast corner of the woods. Wood has a calming effect on my mind. It does me good to escape into nature, away from the stench and clamor of Undermere. It is not long before I spy a bright flower among the trees. There we go. New map acquired. There we go. Double stamen, beautiful flower, delightfully curly leaves. Okay, so there we go. So that's taken care of. Does that disappear? No, that just means I've taken care of. Done with it. Okay, so we need to spend some more time. So Lady of Summer, where did that new flower go that we just got? Here it is. Look at these delightfully colored leaves. Lady of Summer. Okay. I'm going to put you on our labels. Lady of Summer. Alright, so we didn't lose anything for that one. We didn't lose anything. Well, I don't know if we did. Did the Rising Dread go up or not? Trees plant. There we go. Plant identified. Lady of Summer. We get a new book entry for a thinner. Doing the tough root of this plant is said to ease gastric distress and reduce anxiety. Has long, soft leaves. I don't know if we already have this plant or not, but we need to look at this clue. Dangerous plant grows sparsely in the hills to the northeast of Backbarrow. So we have to wait for this to fill up. Then we can do this. There's our archives. So these are the things we've cleared. So I can put this in our archives now. Okay. Still have no idea what this does unless it has something to do with this. If I change this to this, and I put this over top of it. I can't spin it though, right? I can only put it over top of it. Okay. Don't know. We'll find out what that means sooner or later. Alright, so northeast of Backbarrow. Northeast of Backbarrow. So now we need to figure out where Backbarrow is. You can go northeast. There's Whitbarrow. And we can only look so often. There's Backbarrow and the hills to the northeast of Backbarrow. Okay, so this is northeast. There are more important things I could be doing back at the shop. Okay, so that wasn't it. So we'll go look for that one again in a little bit. This is our timer, so we'll deal with our next customer. Let's give our cat some scritches before we ring the bell. I understand that's important. Alright, ring the bell. David Schaffer. Guess we got another note coming towards us. They're saying the art has been killed. And not a lot of people don't trust that sisterhood, but it seemed to me the art always looked out for the less fortunate. Alright, so let's see what our new letter says. Ooh, we got some new map location. Oh, it allows us to refresh that. The cold is too much to bear beyond the gap. I was forced to turn back. I would advise against it, but if you are determined to explore Great Gable, be sure to take precautions. Knowing you, I'm sure you'll have a plant up your sleeve that can keep you warm should the weather turn against you. Okay, so let's try and find this thing again. The hills northeast of Backbarrow. So there's Backbarrow, and here's the hills northeast. Alright, the weather changes fast out in the hills. What started as a gray morning has turned into a bright sunshine. Good thing, too, because it takes me several hours to find what I came for. With By the time I'm done, the cloud is sweeping back over a By the time I'm done, the cloud is sweeping back over a cloak of unwelcome shade. So now we got a new plant. Let's see what it looks like. The dangerous plant. We like dangerous things. Red fruit and long flat leaves. So now we need a plant that has... Alright, so we got that one. That can go in the archives. Plant to keep you warm should the weather turn against you. The cold is too much to bear beyond the gap. It was fast to turn back. Great Gable. Okay. I neither have time nor the explanation. You can use your plant. I can water my plants. Okay, so that's what that does. Alright, so that gives me some of this stuff back. I don't know how much fast it does it. Never seems to be too much of a rush though. Alright, so there we got one of those. I don't know if I did that before. Some of them need to be watered, some of them don't. There we go. I don't know if there's a way to tell by looking at the plant if it needs watered or not. There we go. And if we bring up the map but we don't actually click on anything, do we use anything? Do we use up anything? Do we see anything called the gap? Push bear beyond the gap. Great Gable. Here to take precautions. Determined to explore Great Gable. There's Great Gable. So do we have a plant that can help us with the cold? We need to get out the Voynich manuscript. Start looking through them. Clarity of Visions and Prophecy. That would help see things. We know it's not Butterdale. Hypothermia. The Brimlock plant has a warming effect that protects against extreme cold. Alright, so get rid of that. The Brimlock plant. So do we have this Brimlock? Small yellow flowers. The leaves are waxy and tough. So is it this one? Smooth waxy leaves. It says smooth waxy leaves. It's got to be one of these. Small yellow flowers. Those are definitely not yellow flowers, are they? Feels like rough glass paper. Those, that's Our Lady of Summer. Do you have anything else that has smooth, waxy? Those are not pale yellow flowers. The leaves are quite soft. So it's not that. We're looking for something with yellow flowers that we haven't identified yet. Nothing up here. Everything here has had... We've already looked at this one, right? Rough glass paper. This is the one we just looked at. Pale, the leaves are quite soft. Small yellow flowers. Waxy and tough leaves. Definitely not that one. Strawberry dipped in honey. Who dips their strawberries in honey? That's what I want to know. So it's not Gandhi root. Alright, so I guess it's a plant we haven't found yet. So, to be continued. What's that one? Don't know where we could find this flower. Alright, let's check out our next... Is this gonna chime for us? But there we go. Nope, we scared the cat. Norman Lee. If this plant is cursed, it has brought me nothing but sorrow. Please take it. I want nothing more to do with it. Ooh, I like the looks of this one. A new plant acquired. Awesome. Mushroom-like plant with red warts growing on it. I thought we already had one of these. Don't we already have a red warted... Okay, so what's the difference? There's a wandering blue. Okay, so this is mushroom-like plant with red warts growing on it. So maybe it's not an actual... Maybe it's not an actual plant. Check our book. So, gills on their side. It says it is a mushroom. Farmers worry. Grant great strength, short periods of time. The expense is severe fatigue. A spongy mushroom. Alright, so... I don't see anything that says mushroom-like. The flame-like tendrils give off smoky scent. Okay, I think we know what this one is then. The gray sandfire. Where was the one we saw that, flame-like tendrils? There's one that we saw. This is kind of like flame-like. Thin stems? No. Those aren't flame-like. This is kind of flame-like. Red fruits, long, flat leaves. We already saw one that smells like... Was it this one? Small red berries? No. Mary's breath. Okay, so now it's getting a little difficult. Because I know we've seen this one. Tough outer bark. Some choose taking care not to swallow and can cause unpleasant stomach illness. Can't they all? Smoky scent. There was one that I definitely know for sure there was one that had a smoky scent. Dark blue flowers. Smells like sweet rhubarb. Sweet scent. Thin stems. Tall leaves. Delicate flowers. I guess some people had complained about this in the game. The leaves are quite soft. Strawberries dipped in honey. I know we've seen this flower before. Unless it was this one. Nope, wasn't that one. It doesn't look like a flame, does it? Does that look like a flame? Smells pleasant. Red fruits, long leaves. Stiff ribs. Don't we all? Smell wonderful. This one? Oh. Feels like, smells faintly of wood smoke. Feels like rough glass paper. Sandfire has a tough outer bark, which has many useful properties. Some chew it. The flame-like tendrils. Does that look like tough bark? I'm going to say this is sandfire. Why were we looking? Why were we looking? Gray sandfire. Oh, that was definitely gray. Okay. So that helped with the name. So... what were we doing? Oh, we were looking for a plant that helps with the cold. That's right. Oh, was that it? Was this the one that we were looking? I'm sorry, I'm getting confused here. Alright, so there's just too much strange horticulture to worry about. So gray sandfire. Gray sandfire. Useful property. Okay, so it wasn't that one. So where's the one that can help with the cold? Brimlock. Okay. Small yellow flowers that are waxy and tough. We don't have anything that has small yellow flowers at the moment. Smooth waxy leaves. And we'll just have to see if we come across it again soon. Alright, so next. Simone Green. I think that's our friend. Hellbore. Always a pleasure, my feline friend. I hope it hasn't been nibbling the plants again. I have a favor to ask. You owe me for the hours I spent digging out the information on those plants. I've been burning the midnight oil again and can use some common Trouse, and I know where to find it. Yes? According to Grayson's herbology, it grows in abundance on red pike. I'll come by the day after tomorrow to collect it. I have business in Sedberg in the meantime. It grows in abundance on red pike. Alright, so we're looking for common Trouse on red pike. Let's get this open. Common Trouse. Despite being described as common, the Trouse can in fact be quite tricky to find. However, it is known to grow in abundance on the slopes of red pike. Nobody knows why. Alright, so let's go to red pike and find it. A red pike sounds like a mountain. Here's red pike. Enjoy a pleasant stroll up the fell. The going is easy, the weather agreeable, and the views majestic. I do not have to look hard to find what I'm after. Okay, so this was the red pike. Right? That's what it looks like. Okay, so it's right there. So I'm gonna go ahead and drag it down. Oh, go ahead and get rid of this. Drag it down here. Red pike. And it's the non-flowering plant. So what is it good for? Red pike. There we go. We don't know what it's good for. We just have it. Maybe she'll give us a book entry about it when she comes back. Alright, so that's the day after tomorrow. So we're at 30 minutes. So I'm going to go ahead and cut this episode off. We're not going to have a cliffhanger this time. The next day might be super short. I don't know. But thank you for being here, and I will see you again soon in the next episode.